Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Harlan County native earned her spot on a 28-time national championship cheerleading team. And we take you to Knott County, where one high schooler is taking home a prestigious award from the KHSAA.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. My name is Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining me on Mountain News This Morning. Today is Monday, May 18th. Well, after that weekend that we had, now we're seeing today being a severe weather alert day. Continuing into the rest of the week, let's bring in Brandon Robinson to see what those temperatures and what that weather is going to look like for that severe weather. Brandon?
Yeah, Lacey, it's a very mild morning across the region. Not a whole lot of rain just yet, but we will start to pick that up in a more widespread form as we head deeper in the day. Live pinpoint Doppler radar. Some pretty good rain over Wayne County, though, right now, over toward the Monticello area this morning, out toward Lake Cumberland, and a few scattered showers up to the north there of Jackson at the radar site. So something to keep an eye on as we head through the first part of your day. Temperatures on the very mild side in the 60s and 70s, almost area-wide there. A couple of cooler spots there, Middlesboro and Wise, both at 64 this morning, so something to continue to watch there. Your 12-hour planner, we are going to see chances for showers and storms ramp up as we head deeper into the daytime hours. Temperatures will eventually top out in the mid to upper 70s later on today, and we could see some of those storms be on the stronger side. We've got a lot to talk about, and we'll talk about it main weather coming up here in just a little bit. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And Kentucky State Police are investigating a possible child abduction in McCreary County. Initial reports tell us that police believe a 30-year-old Brianna Giovanni took her son, 9-year-old Silas Fallon, despite not having custody of the boy. They were last seen leaving his home at 11:30 Sunday morning in a beige van. Silas Fallon is 4 foot 4 inches tall, weighs approximately 60 pounds, and has brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information about the investigation is urged to contact KSP Post 11 at 606-878-6622. And a body has been found in the remains of an apartment building that police say was initially set on fire in Williamson, West Virginia this past weekend. That building is a total loss. As Kim Rafferty reports, a suspect has been arrested, but there are several more people who are now wanted.
A life lost and 5 families without a place to call home.
I lost everything. There's nothing left.
Is the aftermath of a fire police say was set on purpose in a vacant 3rd-floor apartment. Timothy Sloan is a 5-year tenant at the Elm Street complex. He didn't know the apartment 2 floors above was supposed to be vacant.
People's been running in and out the last couple of days prior to that. Well, I mean, I heard somebody arguing, screaming, but I didn't quite know what was going on.
Waking up to smoke and flames, he crawled out the front door. He said fire crews came quick. But it's what Williamson police discovered from witnesses' statements that led them to believe James Church, Terry, and Charles Jarvis broke in to steal money and drugs from 2 women thought to be staying inside the vacant apartment. Police say when the 3 men showed up, they found a man inside. A police report says witnesses told investigators the 3 then assaulted the man. That's when police say the men lit the apartment on fire. Police Chief Grady Dodson says they are unsure the victim's cause of death. One suspect, James Church, has been arrested for murder and arson and other charges, with warrants out for those same charges for Terry Jarvis and Charles Jarvis, who fled the scene.
Got some information that they may be on their way to Ohio.
Chief Dodson says there is also warrants out for the 2 women who first broke in. When police questioned the landowner, they said the apartment had been locked for some time.
Honestly, the saddest part in all this is that an individual lost his life. Also, not only the loss of life, but there was people that was inside the apartment that's lost all their valuables. I mean, they lost their homes.
5 people were also injured in the fire, including 2 firefighters who were treated for burns to their face and ears. Back to you.
If you have any information on where these suspects are, you should contact the Williamson Police Department. And last night we learned that a Knox County man is behind bars after officials say that he attacked a woman with an axe. Deputies responded to an assault report in the Lick Branch area on Saturday. When they arrived, deputies found a woman with severe trauma and bleeding. After investigating, deputies said David Gray came to her home intoxicated and swung an axe at the victim's head. The victim was flown to UK Medical Center for treatment. Gray was arrested and taken to the Knox County Jail and faces a first-degree assault charge. And after 91 years, the first known Pikeville police officer to be killed in the line of duty is now being honored for his sacrifice. Alonzo Lon Robinson was killed responding to an illegal alcohol sale 91 years ago. Pikeville police officers decided to work on getting him some recognition on the National Memorial after attending the ceremony for Officer Scotty Hamilton last year. They say every officer who gives his life for the community has the right to have his story known.
Well, he gave that ultimate sacrifice so many years ago, and, nobody knew to honor it. Captain Thompson, he was emotional about it, and he really set himself forward.
Robinson was honored during the national ceremony last week, which took place virtually. And normally this time of year, thousands of seniors around eastern Kentucky would be putting their cap and gowns on. But due to the coronavirus, that walk across the stage that they dreamed about looks a little different. WYMT's Camille Gear has more.
Sirens, honking, and waves. All sights and sounds celebrating Floyd Central's class of 2020.
A typical parade, you don't have the social distancing that takes place, so we thought what would be a better way than to just tour all the little communities that make up this school district.
A graduation parade more than 50 miles long with more than 200 cars.
I didn't expect for it to be this big. The groups were twice as big, and nearly every home coming out of Left Beaver through Wayland and Garrett, people were out, they were waving, they had their fences decorated, they were holding signs. It was amazing.
It wasn't the walk across the stage they hoped for.
I think I probably enjoyed this more than I would have walking across the stage. And of course at first it was kind of hard to grasp that I wouldn't be able to do it, but it ended up being really awesome.
But it's still the thought that counts.
But my staff is so important to me, and I'm so thankful for them because I've messaged them every day asking questions and they're always ready to help me and respond.
And of course, parents and teachers could not be more proud.
Anything we've asked, classwork, AP classwork, AP tests, they've done it, NTI packets, they've been willing to do what it takes to graduate. And if I'm not mistaken, we've had every senior in Floyd County graduate.
For one last ride together. In Floyd County, Camille Gear, WYMT Mountain News.
Superintendent Danny Atkins says that he hopes that they can make this parade a tradition for years to come. And much like the parade at Floyd Central we just showed you, the COVID-19 pandemic did not stop Boyd County High School from having a graduation celebration for its 2020 class. Boyd County held a drive-through graduation ceremony on Saturday night. This is much different than the traditional ceremony, but the new graduates were all smiles. Instead of sitting together as a class one final time, they were in a caravan crossing the stage in a drive-through graduation.
I think it allows for a time of celebration for our students and their parents, and also a time for closure. It's the end of the school year, and they've graduated. They've gone through Boyd County's public schools for years, and this is a culminating event.
Boyd County High School does plan on holding a traditional graduation ceremony once restrictions have been lifted. And the Morehead State University cheerleading team has a long line of tradition. The co-ed team has 28 national titles under their belts. And Allie Alfred, an 18-year-old Harlan County native, just made the team through video tryouts. Alfred says becoming a collegiate athlete has been a dream of hers since she was a little girl, and that the hard work over the years has definitely paid off.
You want to hold yourself to a higher standard, and you want to achieve these goals that have already been set for the people before you, and just continue to grow with the program. So yes, it is a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm excited and I can't wait to get started.
Alford says she would not have been able to get to where she is today without the support of the Harlan County community, and she encourages others in her community to continue to dream big. Well, one Knott County senior is taking home a prestigious award from the KHSAA. Hannah Kraft was named the KHSAA Female Archery Student Athlete of the Year. She was also this year's 14th Region All-Female Archery Champion. Hannah says out of the hundreds that applied, she never thought a girl from Eastern Kentucky would be chosen.
Of course, it's like a statewide thing, so you're talking probably, I would say, over 1,000 people could apply for this. I'm not really sure how many people did apply, but you would never think a girl from Eastern Kentucky that started at Emelina Elementary, that's, you know, it's just not where you think it would come from, so it's really exciting.
Kraft says she plans on coaching the Emelina Elementary archery team. The annual Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Elk Draw took place on Saturday, but things looked a little different. The Mountain Arts Center hosted the event, which was streamed through a live feed. The lottery picked 600 applicants from a pool of 1,000 to see who gets the golden ticket to hunt elk this season. The fall marks the 20th anniversary of the Kentucky elk hunt, and organizers say offering this distraction during the pandemic is something that they are proud to be a part of.
Take this crazy stuff off everybody's minds for a little bit and have some hope for them, and hopefully we'll have a lot of winners out there that are getting to watch it and celebrating right now.
Several of the names listed were from right here in the mountains. Kimmel says he loves seeing people get out and get a golden ticket. Just ahead on Mountain News this morning, fans of the Hunger Games are excited about a new release this week. We'll have the details.
And the possibility for some stronger storms is in play as we head deeper into the afternoon. We'll track them out for you coming up in just a little bit.